All right, amazing. We are online. Mel, thank you so much for joining us today on this little bit of an interview. Your journey has been amazing. For you guys who don't know who I am, my name's Steph. I am the head of delivery and one of the co-founders of Limitless Health and Fitness. And today we've got a special guest. We've got the beautiful Renee. Thank you so much for being able to jump online today and just have a really quick chat to us about the journey that you've been on so far. Yeah, back end of 2018, going into 2019, your amazing experience working with me one-on-one, working with our wider team, with our online program. And I'm just going to ask you a couple of basic questions. I cannot wait to hear from you. How are you anyway?
I'm great. How are you?
Beautiful. Thank you, hon. Thank you. So, Mel, you completed our Body You Want opportunity, a premium 14-week one-on-one coaching program. And then you've had some distance ed support as well for the year. Just really quickly for anyone who wants to know exactly right now, how much is your weight loss to date?
Roughly around 35 kilos.
35 kilos. For anyone who couldn't hear that, 35 kilos. So, I'm going to leave this up to you now. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your journey of where you were before you met me and the team? Tell us a bit about that and where you were from.
So before I started on the program, I was lacking in every aspect of my life. I wasn't confident. I hated what I seen in the mirror. I just was generally unhappy. So I guess now I've sort of got a new lease of life and I feel amazing.
That's awesome. That's so good. So what was your starting weight before you got to us?
I was 127 kilos.
Okay. All right. So we're well under 100 kilos now, aren't we?
Yeah.
Amazing. That's so awesome. Have you ever been any higher than 127 when you started?
Maybe when I was pregnant with my first son, but never.
So at this point, before you met us, it was probably your highest weights and probably your lowest point in life, as that you've shared with me before, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit initially, man. We touched base. You touched base with our team, with James. Tell us a bit about the transition from finding out about us and then moving us forward with us.
Yeah, I just needed a kick in the butt, and I needed to do something. So finding the program and finding you guys was an absolute godsend, because it gave me that kick in the butt, and it gave me, realization that I needed to change and to change for the better.
Yeah. So what are some of the things that it was a little while ago now, but what are some of the things you experienced with James on the phone call initially starting with us?
I think the experience was brutally honest, and that's what I needed to hear, and that's what I guess kick-started me and made me realize that I did want this so badly. I did want to feel good. I did want to feel confident. So awesome. The honesty was the main thing for me.
So what was your initial goals walking into this program over the first 14 weeks?
My initial goals? Well, I don't know. I just wanted to lose weight. I didn't really actually have, I wanted to achieve small goals along the way and not have them too far out of my reach. So, and each week that I'd achieve those goals, that'd make, give me more drive to go further. So, yeah.
Awesome. You've pretty much blown them out of the water now, I think, because it's so important for anyone listening that you need to actually have goals. You need to be able to have clearly defined goals, crystallizing your thought, writing it down on a piece of paper, having pictures associated with what you want. Mel, before, and maybe yourselves as well, if you're experiencing these sort of things, that if you haven't crystallized your thought, you haven't written down your goals on a piece of paper, it's going to be incredibly hard to actually help yourself move forward. So that's the first thing we did with Mel. We got her goals written on a piece of paper, actually got her to commit to wanting to change. And I know personally working with you, getting under 100 kilos was a massive, massive goal. It was a long-term vision. So that was 27 plus kilos. How long did it take you to lose 27 kilos?
27 kilos. How how 14 weeks, maybe 13
Yeah.
weeks.
Yeah. Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So, we got you into the program. We had a awesome experience. Tell us a little bit what you experienced actually in the program, how you found it all, all these little things that you might have been hard for you. What were some of your roadblocks? But just tell us about your experiences over the first 14 weeks.
The experience over the first 14 weeks was really good. I found that the KPIs kept me accountable, and I think that was my secret to keep pushing.
Yeah.
Was being accountable to someone and answering to them. So that was a huge thing for me, because that kept me driven into succeeding in what I wanted.
Yeah. Okay. How did you find the meal plans, the workouts? I know you love being an early bird. How did you find all that in your lifestyle?
Easy. I think when you really want something and you're driven, those things come easily.
Mm-hmm.
And especially when you've got that support to back it up.
Yeah, okay.
I would cook myself. I'd cook the kids a meal, and then I'd cook myself a meal. So it was easy.
So you're pretty convenient. The meal plans are convenient, but also tasty. Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. What was probably the funnest part of the program that you enjoyed?
Seeing my results.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
The reward. Yeah. Now, I know we always talked about success not just being a linear, straight up on the angle. You obviously went through ups and downs over those 30, 35 kilos. Have you been able to grow and adapt to knowing that that's just life? There's ups and downs, there's flows. How did you deal with those, I guess, sometimes struggling moments?
To be honest, at the start, I really struggled with failing. I guess it's not so much failing, but just having high expectations. So, I did struggle, but now I give myself a break, because I think it's okay to, one morning not go to the gym or to have whatever, as long as you come back to where you need to be and be consistent with moving forward.
You're like a tough cookie on yourself. You've always been, if anyone who knows Mel, she's such a harsh critic on herself. Once you got that accountability that she's always wanted, she was almost super accountable on herself. If Mel didn't lose, 2 kilos in 1 week, she'd be almost upset with herself. And I think she's now started to really realize that she's allowed to give herself a little bit of a break. She's allowed to, create things that's going to be a lot more sustainable, and you'll be able to maintain for a longer period of time. Okay. So, all right. So now that you've got some more distance ed support, how you find now creating your own programs or doing your own routine, creating your own meal plans as well?
I find it super easy. It's about making that good choice. Yeah. And obviously when you pick something up, well, that's not good for you, or this is good. So I find it extremely easy
Cool.
to make that good choice and fill my fridge and cupboards with the good stuff.
Beautiful. So you've actually learnt over the period of actually the education process through our webinar series that you were on every single week.
Yeah, definitely. And even now I find myself avoiding the crap, that is in the cupboard.
The biggest thing I find people is that they do a challenge, they'll do something like this, they'll get some coaching, and then when that coaching stops, they regress back to the old ways. They regress back to their old habits. In fact, now that you've done the distance ed support, you've gone on to lose a further over 5 kilos, haven't you? Yeah. So can you tell us, from 127 kilos, where are you right now?
My weight?
Yeah, we'd love to know.
I'm fluctuating between 94 and 95.
All right. So a brand new goal, I know what it is. And that's definitely to get below 90 kilos. Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah.
Mindset's a big part of our program. Mindset's a big part of life. To create sustainability, you got that really strong mindset. There's a lot of fad diets out there. There's a lot of things. I mean, anything can help you lose weight. You can watch the paint on the wall dry. You can do the watermelon diet. You can do keto. You can do anything you want. You're going to be able to lose weight. There's 2 major things you need to know. One, is it sustainable and healthy for me long term? Big question. And a lot of those things aren't. They're there for a really quick fix. And the second thing, I find is it sustainable with your mindset, which is the most important part. All right. So we need to know whether your mindset can be able to do that. So by working on your mindset really quickly, have you experienced the changes in your mindset, your self-worth, your self-love? I know where you were at the start of this and where you are now. You're almost a completely different person. So tell us really quickly about that.
Yeah, I've definitely, my mindset, I'm a lot more positive. I have a lot more positive outlook on life. Before it was quite negative and I didn't see, I never believed in myself, but now I have a lot of self-belief and my self-worth, and it's just phenomenal. It's grown so much. So
Oh, awesome. Awesome. And look, any final message you want to say to any other women that are thinking about joining on the program or want to do some one-on-one coaching with me or the team, please, anything to finish up with, tell us.
I highly recommend the program. It's definitely changed my life. And I think if people are serious about looking after themselves and being healthy and being the best of themselves, it's definitely worth the gamble, and a winning gamble at that.
A winning gamble, yeah. Not a bad investment into yourself, and that's the most important
Definitely.
thing. Mel, thank you so much for sharing your valuable time today. I know you're about to embark on your first overseas trip, something you thought that you wouldn't have ever done before. I'm so proud of you. I know the team is so proud of you. For all of Australia to know, we are also proud of you. So thank you so much for your time again, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
See you, Dale.
See ya.